pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any agenda adjustments, Hillary?
No.
Okay. The purpose of this work session is to interview a candidate for possible appointment as the interim city administrator. If you're attending remotely, please mute your connection to reduce feedback in the council chamber. Is there a report you'd like to give, Hillary?
I'd like to introduce Hare. I will let him introduce himself. I will tell you that I spent 2 weeks looking for an interim. The list is short. There are 4 people that I was given for this region. One said no outright. Another said no outright. She was on a contract. The third and fourth were maybes. One of the maybes contacted me. He'd gotten hired permanently in the city. The fourth is still a maybe. She's willing to be backed up if Mr. Hare cannot do it, but she is not available until a month after I leave. And she was concerned about that gap. So, but there is, I can set up a meeting with her if you'd like, if this doesn't work out.
Remind me when you're leaving.
September 7th.
7th, okay.
Okay.
She didn't say what year, maybe she's not 20.
Yeah, it could be good.
Just checking.
I would like to let Wes introduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm Wes, and just briefly about me, I have been married for 25 years, have 6 children. I grew up in Eugene, graduated high school from Oak Ridge, so I'm a long-time Oregonian. I've lived in Salem for about 18 years now at South Salem Sprague High School area. Interesting things about me is I race motocross. I'm also just love Oregon, love the outdoor activities, everything that Oregon has to offer. And I'll probably save my professional information for later, but that's just a little bit about me. Does anybody have any questions?
So Wes,
Yeah,
your father is the former Albany city administrator or city
Yes.
manager?
Yeah.
Your brother is currently seated as a city administrator somewhere?
he is, yes.
Where's he seated at?
He's in this Adair Village,
Oh, okay.
and then I believe he has a contract for Tangents as well, or Talent or something. I'm not sure what the other one is.
The Halsey City Council will go into executive session pursuant to ORS 192.660I to discuss the employment of an interim city administrator. All discussions are confidential and those present may disclose nothing from the session. Representatives of the news media are not allowed or are allowed to attend executive sessions as provided by ORS 192.660, but must not disclose any information discussed. All other members of the public need to leave at this time. If you wish to be readmitted after council exits the executive session, please wait downstairs in the city center. That being said, we're allowing some of the city employees to be here because they would be working with you day to day.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a lot more skin in the game. Would you like to stay, Hillary, or?
I would like to, and be very quiet and just help if you have logistics questions,
Sure.
but I'm also happy to leave if you would prefer.
I think the logistical would be a good idea. Does anybody have any questions at the outset? Okay, so we have questions. I don't know if you want to have questions that you want to ask, or if you want to go down the list.
Give me just 1 moment at my computer so I can stop.
I know.
All I was gonna ask is, he's staying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying, because I want to hear more about the,
Well, yeah, let me have any questions.
okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. I'm like kicking him out already, we don't. Really?
Why don't you come on back and sit down?
Yeah.
You can see if you like the chair. You said
Yes.
Fine.
this one on part back.
Right. It's bedtime for my kids, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to disappear.
Yeah, okay.
Bye.
I'm training my kids, next week is school. Midnight. school.
The hard transition.
No more midnight sleeping.
Yeah. I don't wanna deal with, I'm not tired at midnight. Well, I am, it's school tomorrow.
For this one, this part should still be.
I think you're fine. Bill.
Yeah.
I know you want me to. I'm
If you want.
sorry, I'm.
If you want to go, that's fine.
I don't need to, but if you want me to go out, I will.
If you could.
Okay. I just am trying, whatever you want, just give me 1 minute. I'm holding up the show, I know.
You're okay.
It's okay. It's okay, tech happens.
It always happens in the meeting.
I know. We can test this 6 times in the morning, in the meeting.
Okay.
Because it's
Right,
public
just
now.
give me a jingle when you're done.
Okay. Don't
Or
prep.
it's still stacked in. meeting. I didn't think about that. Come on. If it let me.
Yeah. Maddie's iPhone and Andrew's.
And of course, we're all sitting here staring at you too.
Yeah. I don't wanna report anything.
We just want her gone.
I wanna report that this isn't working.
It's probably back.
Use your air.
Because if you have clicking,
Yeah. It's gonna be.
Oh, no.
it's not happened until now. I have no idea.
Oh, progress. There we go.
But after today was crazy. Tomorrow's, sorry, it doesn't surprise me.
I got that exact same answer from a prospect. No,
Oh,
I was going into a business and she's like, I swear, it's because this full moon is coming. I have no idea this full moon coming, but
It's like it's that kind of day.
So just to clarify, we couldn't make an appointment tonight. We'd have to do it at a council.
No, this is public council.
Yeah. So this can.
Yeah, you have to exit the executive, well, I think, no, you have exited, you have to exit the executive session.
Okay.
Yeah, we're being
Got it.
recorded. Question, if we exited it but then why'd we kick them all out?
We probably shouldn't have, I lost track of what was.
Yeah, that's, I was confused why we were kicking them out because we're in an open
Right.
council
The
meeting
only
now,
person that really needed to leave was the person we're discussing.
Right.
but we're not done discussing them because we're out of executive.
We're out of the executive. Now we can have an open discussion
Right.
that the public can hear
about him.
about, yeah.
Let me get Laura's.
I say, yeah, I don't, yeah,
I think we are recording, aren't we?
yeah.
She left the recording on.
Yeah.
She just kicked all the employees out.
Shall I go see if she would like to let them back in? Are they?
I mean, because it's a public meeting now.
Yeah, if you want.
And so to clarify further, there's no closed door chambers.
Right.
Moderation.
Right.
Right. So we're,
That's why I was
Everything else
confused on what we were doing and why we were
Could we have stayed in executive session to discuss it?
to discuss it, yeah.
Actually, my
That's what we're
original
doing.
intention was that you could stay in executive discussion.
And yeah, I don't know why we went
And
out.
then exit the
That's
executive.
why I asked if anybody had any more questions, concerns, comments.
But then
nobody
we just exited and now we're discussing whether we want to or not.
Now you're making a motion to hire them on or not.
well, I thought we were gonna deliberate.
We'll
on-
deliberate again.
We could have discussion among.
You can
That's
make
why I
a
asked.
motion, then there could be.
You I think we all understood, if we have any more questions for him.
Right.
Also, yeah.
So at this point, somebody can make a motion.
Right.
We can have discussion after the motion.
Right.
Then we vote on that motion.
Correct.
Right.
Are we all clear as mud
Yep, sure.
with that kind?
So are we thinking yes? or no?
I'm
What
an
are we
open book
thinking?
anyway, so I don't care.
Huh?
If I'm an open book anyway, so I
Yep.
don't care if I'm in an executive session or not. I'll say what's on my mind.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like this is a good opportunity that we can afford better than some of the other options for
Mhm.
temporary. We've got a chance to bring somebody in, get a little bit of training with Hillary. We're not missing a step. We've got a contract that will cover a critical time that's coming up with 2 gals going out
Right.
for pregnancies. We can still be looking.
Mhm.
You know,
do we wait just a little bit and see how he's doing? And still look, or
I think
do?
this is a discussion to have at our next council
Yeah.
meeting.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
To say, okay,
Yeah,
do we want to throw this out now for somebody for this position?
right,
Do we want to give it a month and discuss it again next month?
Right. We gotta get through this hurdle first
Right.
before we go on to the
right,
next one.
yeah, no, I just question.
But once we make an appointment, it's for 6 months. 'Cause that's-
Right,
6 months.
So
It
it's,
has a clause in it that says if you give him 30 days or if he gives you 30 days, you can terminate the contract. You
So,
can at any time, you just have to give him 30 days.
right, so if next week we decide that he's a jerk and we don't want him, we gotta give him 30 days notice. Or if he decides we're jerks, has to give us 30 days notice.
so I did have one question about the compensation and, I mean, can I ask that here? Is that, and this is probably a question for Hillary. But I mean, Hillary has a lot of really good experience.
I thought you could.
Wes has none.
Huh.
And he comes in the interim. I realize it's an interim position. But he's coming in at the same pay with no experience.
True.
Is there
That was my
any,
suggestion.
No
I was-
experience,
I
but he
wouldn't say
does,
I would say no experience. He's got different experience.
no city administration experience?
Yeah, he does have a degree that we have never had in this
Correct.
position.
How long ago was that degree?
He has a master's.
Right.
yeah.
We've
when-
never had somebody with a master's.
So if you were to look right now for somebody who has a master's degree, out of the gate, you're gonna be minimum $100,000 a year.
No, we were looking at least 130, and that was last time around.
Was it last time?
Yeah.
If you're looking,
Yeah, degrees.
if you're looking at $100,000
Mhm.
out of the gate. And so he didn't,
And similar to what Hillary's making, is he asking what Hillary is making or just close to it?
A little more.
He's asking for $5,000 more.
Yeah, I would,
Interns generally make 3 figures.
okay.
But they're the professional ones that's all they
Correct.
do,
It's true.
that have a ton of experience.
That's true. Yes, that's right. So you pay me 85, but you also give me 4% in deferred comp in Oregon Savings Growth Plan.
Right.
Which brings us to 80. Somewhere between 88 and 89.
Okay,
It's ballpark. It's not too bad.
I think it was like 89.7.
Larissa just came up.
And that's gained experience from your time here, though, so a raise in a sense. And I was even looking at Scott McDowell's salary, which I believe was 77. I mean, it's even less for him to be there and all the experience he has. He has a master's degree. He is, has an immense amount of experience and still would make considerably less than the 90K that he's asking to. So that was kind of one of my questions too, like 90,000, that's more than what your current compensation is. That's more than Scott's current compensation is with built experience and being a city administrator over years. Right.
So the current average in Oregon is 66 to 93.
Oh,
So it's not 130 or 300 or, I mean.
No, it's the interims that cost.
The interim.
That's what I was gonna,
Exactly.
I was gonna say, you need an emergency part on your car, you're gonna pay
Right.
3 times.
And so my follow-up question is. After he makes the 6 months, we go for an extension, we renegotiate that.
right.
It's not going to be at that same,
If we choose to hire him, that's a whole new negotiation.
Yep.
Right, I just want everybody.
You don't have
be
to start
aware
at-
that Exactly,
He might want to start at 90.
right,
I wouldn't blame him. I'd want to start where I'm at.
yeah.
I wouldn't want to take a cut.
Pay cut.
I have,
That's a negotiation that happens
Yeah.
down the road, if we choose to keep him on. We might decide that, he's fine for an interim, but we want to look for somebody else,
Right.
somebody that fits.
right,
I don't know.
Even if you like him, I mean, there's an ease of transition, but even if you like him. Going for an open recruitment adds legitimacy. And Ken, you remember how contentious that council meeting was when somebody tried to appoint me directly?
Yeah,
Having an open recruitment process and going through posting and hiring really meant that everybody who wanted to apply could, people from Halsey could. It really, there's a legitimacy to that.
well, and then the people that had issue got to realize just what you brought to the table. Once they saw what other options there were. It made you look a lot better to the entire council. So that could happen. That we find that he fits really well. Or it could be that, we've got 3 applicants that are just fantastic. We have no idea what we're gonna have.
right.
Right.
You look at what the job market is right now, it's hard to fill positions. We don't know how long it would take to fill this position.
And that's what I'm seeing in this kind of job is that a recruitment, some cities like Harrisburg had to go out twice for theirs. Toledo had a finance director position that was open for 6 months. I think they had to go out twice for the city manager. This hiring market is affecting this sector as well. So that would be my one concern with going to a direct recruitment
Right,
is just, it's not just post and then a month later you have somebody. But you could look at Christy Worster. She is professional. You would have a month gap. Marissa says she could deal with a month gap. She is in the same ballpark. I don't know if she would be 85 or 90, but she would be somewhere in that area as well. One of the reasons I was excited to find Wes is that she sounded quite reluctant in my conversations with her. And that was a concern for me. I'd like to have somebody who really wants to be here and is really excited about it. But that's my response to the situation.
Sure.
So
I have no issues making an appointment on this fella this evening, but I would have an issue offering 90K.
I would agree.
That's kind of exactly where I'm at. I have like the amendments for the contract, the 30-30 seems super reasonable. I don't expect this to be literally your life. So, those certain things that were changed, no issue with, but the $90,000 seems
Right, would-
very steep for City of Halsey.
it's a negotiation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I have no issues
So
with
what
that.
would you look at for an offer of compensation?
If kind of a shot in the dark of where just my mind is at, because he is not Hillary, at least 5,000 less than what Hillary makes. Meaning negotiations probably need to start about 10,000 less than what.
That's what I was thinking too. See.
Start at 80.
Start at 75, 80, start at 75, see where it lands.
Can I just interject something here? I just want it to be known. I don't think employee compensations are supposed to be talked about in an open meeting. They're only supposed to be talked about in executive, so I'm just making that on record.
It's, what I make is public knowledge.
I understand, but we're discussing his
Yes.
coming on. It's not
Discussing
supposed,
potential contractual.
it's not supposed to be talked about in an open meeting. I'm just putting that out there for myself.
Okay.
Do you want to re-enter executive session? You can. You've already read the legal notice.
Okay, we can do that.
Sorry,
No, I think that's really good.
employee, I'm just double checking with my husband too. With the Roberts rules and everything, you're not supposed to do it.
If it's existing position. Unless it's public record, but if it's a proposal contractual
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I would say still,
Safe than sorry.
it's too much of a gray area for me to be on record saying anything.
absolutely agree. I believe we're still recording.
We are,
Yeah.
and that's just it. Everything's being recorded too. I know some of us are in a hurry to get out of here, but we need to do things correctly.
Yeah, I'm not in any hurry.
Yeah, I'm not-
Said I'm not in any hurry.
I'm not either. This is
Hopefully my
what
kids
we're
are
doing
asleep when I
right
get home.
Amen. I have other questions too, but
Okay. At this point. If there's any other council discussion of possibility of appointing West Hare's interim administrator of City of Halsey? I would entertain a motion.
I move that the governing body of the city of Halsey appoint Wes Hare to be the interim city administrator for the city of Halsey for a term of 6 months, starting on September 1st. Compensation rate of. Okay.
Oh, per month?
I know what came out a month.
Can we just do it per year?
Well, we're doing 6 months.
Right.
True.
That's 75.
Okay, $7,083 at 33.333 cents. You see, you do that much work.
I second.
All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carries.
Congratulations. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Wes. We look forward to working with you.
We need to do the bottom one. No, okay. Okay.
Well, actually, do we need to do the second one?
To let their, yeah,
Contract?
because
Want, and you do it tonight while you're all here if you want, if you know what you want, it's just fill in the blanks. You
Yeah.
can empower the mayor to sign it, I think.
So, yeah.
it's on here anyways,
Sure. Okay.
whichever.
You guys want me to,
yes,
okay.
I move that the governing body of the city of Halsey appoint Mayor Jerry Lockenberg and City Attorney Ross Williamson to prepare a contract for the interim city administrator and empower the mayor to sign the contract on behalf of the city of Halsey.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
You don't get to vote.
No. I know. Any final comments from council?
Made it before nothing.
Yeah.
Adjourned at 8:50.
Was that the longest interview you've ever done?
I think it's.